Hi, my name is Neb Kamusen Atum Ray, and this is the first of a series of 6 videos entitled Shambala, the Underworld. In the ancient teachings of the Egyptians, Aztecs, Hindus, Mayan, and the Japanese are legends of the existence of the underworld. In the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a strange boatman had charge of the souls of the dead. The boat would either transport the human soul up into the region of the stars, or if the soul needed more basic training or possibly more discipline, the boatman would pilot the souls along the river Styx, and the river led deep down into the interior of the earth. Many of the chambers of the pyramids lead to the inner earth, the inner world. A legend of the first Inca, Manco Capac, related that he and his followers, the founders of the Inca realm, came from underground caves, while the people of that time had great respect for snakes because of Uruguay, the god of the underground treasures. This god is depicted as a large snake whose tail has a hanging pendant from it with the head of a deer and many little gold chains. In the South and Central America, as well as Mexico, the ancient people did acknowledge the existence of subterranean caves, chambers, and tunnels. The Aztecs of Mexico had faith that just as there are 13 heavens, sometimes 9 or 12, there are 9 subterranean levels through which the deceased must pass before reaching the underworld. Mictlan, land of the dead, also called Chicona Mictlan, 9th place of the dead. The lord of this underworld is Mictlan Ticohtli, lord of the dead. The Mayans of Yucatan also believed in the existence of underworld, which were icy cold as are most subterranean chambers or tunnels. These underworlds were presided over by Ahpuch, the lord of the dead, the underground. In the Mayan sacred writings, the Popol Vuh, as well as the book of Chilam Balam of Chumayel. When Peru and Chile were ruled by the Incas, they also revealed knowledge of the underground. Supai, the god of death, had an underground dwelling, a much feared place of darkness. Pachacanthe, the god of earth, caused underground rumbles in the subterranean places where huge stones fell, after he had shaken the earth. In the small village of Casal Paola, Italy, in the year 1902 AD, workmen who were digging a well literally fell into the earth. This was the subterranean passage and the chamber which was referred to years ago in an article which appeared in the August 1940 issue of National Geographic magazine. The tunnels under the hypogeum, or underground structure, had been sealed off ever since a school teacher took 30 students into the caves and disappeared, guide and all. It was stated that the walls caved in on them. Search parties were never able to locate a trace of these people. Some countries, such as Switzerland, have complete cities underground, up in the mountain range, in an area known as Lucerne, and in German, Lucerne Sud. The country has a population there of 59,574 people. Lucerne Sud lies 25 miles southwest of Zurich, which is the largest city in Switzerland. It is an important tourist resort and textile center. Below this resort, in a hidden staircase beneath an underpass that leads to an underground city that can house 20,000 people. This city is equipped with schools, hospitals, generators, television, housing, and everything that you can possibly conceive. This actually exists. Shambala is the capital of the biggest subterranean world. This great Shambala gets its name from Shama, which means scent, and Allah, meaning the beautiful sense of Allah. A trait of those beings who visit or dwell in Shambala is that their bodies carry a distinct sweet scent. It is the scent of the presence of Allah. Shambala has been called many things. The Haitians call on a cobra deity of wisdom and fertility named Dambala. The most modern term, as taught by the malevolent beings, is hell. Thus the term "oh hell" or "hello," a common greeting of Satanists, simply meaning hell is low. When "oh hell" is used in the Torah, it's a tent, or it is in reference to the sacred tent of Jehovah, a tabernacle. You find the word "oh hell." They are the sacred tents of Yahuwah. The sacred tabernacle refers to the inner city called Shambhala or Agharta. Fear not, for in your secular teachings you have been taught also of Shambhala. Yet it was called hell, where the wicked go to be tormented by malicious evil beings called demons, overseen by Satan, the father of evil, a word found in the Torah as evil, which means despiser of wisdom, a quarrelsome person, a being without morals, or in the case of the Islamic world, Ismaic. The fact that there are subterranean worlds and people living in the interior of the earth is not a secret. In fact, this is quite ancient. How true this hell is, for it is written, or it is within one of the caverns of the planet Earth called Sheol. The Greeks call it Hades. The ancient Egyptians call it Umduat, where disagreeable humans are sentenced into the hands of malicious gargoyles and leprechauns, headed by a reptilian who wears the name Satan. You have been taught by religion that hell is somewhere down there. It is also being referred to as a sort of in-between place known as purgatory or limbo for souls. And neither of these words can be found in the scriptures. There are two words used in the New Testament for hell: Hades and Gehenna. The Quran mentions hell and has 7 different words for hell: Jahannam, Jahim, Saqar, Sa'ir, Hawiyah, Lazar, and Hutaman. This is the place that religion teaches is within the earth, where human beings go if they should be so unlucky as not to make the grade on the surface of the earth. Now, regardless to what hell is called, each religion teaches that this is the dwelling place of Leviathan, which is the sea demon. In the scriptures that your servant Moses called in tones Moshe and in rhythm Musa, he received in the scroll of Exodus the 20th verse chapter of the 20th degree and the 4th verse, and I quote, "You will not make for yourself any idol at all, any likeness in the skies above, or that is upon the planet Earth, or inside the planet Earth, or under the waters of the planet Earth." Here, the Yahuwah of the children of Israel made it clear that they were not supposed to have any deities other than him, that reside not on the planet Earth, or not is in the skies above, or not under the waters, and this is the most important point. And it says not inside the planet Earth. This is a confession on Yahuwah's path that there are other deities beside himself that could be worshipped if you choose or you chose to disobey. But most of all, that some, or at least one, live inside the planet Earth. So the Torah confirms a place inside the planet Earth. That would mean Hebrews, Christians, and Muslims who accept the Torah as the word of God would have to accept this fact. And not only that, the Quran of the Muslims, the 6th degree, and the 31st verse states, "And if their shunning, avoiding the facts, be hard upon you, Muhammad, then if you are able to seek an opening into the planet Tiamat Earth, to Shambala, sent of Allah, or a ladder ascending up into the skies to Nibiru, so that you, Muhammad, can bring them a sign, a miracle. And if it pleases the source El Ilo, he would gather them into the calmness." So don't be of the ignorant ones. With those proven facts, let us speak first of Shambala and Agharta, the real place. This place of illumination within the earth has a central sun which is 600 miles in diameter. The inner city is called Agharta, meaning through the hole. The temple within this subterranean world is called the Golden Palace, or within the Golden Aura, which is located in the capital called Shambala, meaning scented by Allah. Shambala is also known as Ishara. Shambala itself is the holy place where the earthly world links with the higher states of consciousness. In the East, they know there exists two Shambalas, an earthly Shambala and an invisible Shambala. Many speculations have been made about the location of the earthly Shambala. Certain indications put this place in the extreme north, explaining that the rays of the aurora borealis are the rays of the invisible Shambala. However, the aurora borealis is simply a reflection of the central sun, also called the black sun. Shambala is made from atoms of 5 elements, with their potentialities projected into the center of unconditioned empty space. Some say that Shambala is the hidden city of goodness and can be reached through meditation, while Agharta is the material subterranean realm threatening us with eruption. Nearly 6,000 years ago, the inhabitants of Hyperborean migrated to the region now covered by the Gobi Desert, and they founded a new seat. People flocked from all directions to this center of the world. They enjoyed 2,000 years of this great civilization. However, another catastrophe occurred, its cause unknown. The surface of the region was devastated, but Agharta survived underground. Many of the crafts seen by surface people that are aerodynamically built come from various caverns beneath the planet Earth. Their aerodynamic construction is in itself a confession of their earthly origin, for intergalactic traverse need not worry themselves with aerodynamics. These caverns are where many beings now dwell, are occupied by earthlings and flugel rods. Another by Dualis. Another by Tunakil. Another by Terus. Another by the Terus, and another by the Greys. The Terus cavern is close to the Dunakil's cavern. In the past, there were 8 caverns. To date, there are far more many. Shambala is a galactic United Nations as opposed to Earth United Nations. Shambala has the largest library and medical library on this side of the galaxy. Shambala has climate control, for there are no volcanoes and earthquakes. Environment control implies that there is disease control, and unlike your world, there are no years, months, and days, being that the sun is in the center of this inner world and the planet is not moving around anything. There are no wars and no speciesism, which is short for racism. Your planet is not a solid rock. There are 3 major divisions in Earth: the inner core, the outer core, and the crust, which is a very thin layer. It is 1,800 miles thick. It is called the mantle, the outer core, and the liquid core. The outer core does not much affect the events of the Earth's surface. However, its fluid motion generates the magnetic field, because these motions are generally latitudinal, like the planetary winds. The magnetic poles tend to lie close to the axis of rotation. beneath your feet is a region whose radius is 6,294 kilometers. The Earth's radius is 3,963 miles from the pyramids in Egypt. The actual circumference of the Earth is 24,896 miles, and the diameter is 7,926 miles. Thus ends part 1 of this video. See you at video number 2.